Imagine a place where the sun kisses the ocean and nature's magic comes alive. Welcome to Costa Rica, a place where adventure meets serenity and every moment feels like a new beginning. Embark on thrilling excursions like horseback riding to hidden waterfalls, where the beauty of nature takes your breath away. Feel the rush as you conquer jungle trails on an ATV, discovering hidden gems around every turn. Savor the flavors of Costa Rica with fresh local cuisine that will leave you craving more. Let the vibrant energy of nature rejuvenate your soul and embrace the Pura Vida lifestyle. A life of pure joy of living in the moment. Whether you seek relaxation or adventure, Costa Rica offers a perfect blend of both, all while connecting with incredible singles just like you. Come experience the magic of Costa Rica with our host site, Tour Hero, and myself as your personal guide. An unforgettable adventure awaits where you'll leave feeling transformed. Everything is covered in pollen. Woke up to everything covered in pollen. My goodness. I'm not, like I said, until it subsides, I'm not washing my car again. I may rinse my car. Off at the house. But I'm not going to the car wash, y'all. It's wild. And it's one of the things I don't like about Virginia. But you know what? If I considered moving to North Carolina or South Carolina or Georgia, I may have some similar issues. I won't have as many issues in Florida. That's why that's kind of the top of my list, is moving to Florida. But a lot of people are trying to dissuade me from moving to Florida. Okay, let me get in the office. I am ahead of schedule, so that's always a good thing when I am ahead of schedule. So I just want to jump on this morning. Thank you so much, Pure_Soul, for buying a badge and for being such a generous, faithful follower. I so appreciate you. I appreciate you. But yeah, y'all, I'm definitely not going to Texas. I visited Houston, and I've been to Houston and Dallas many times, but I visited last year and I ruled that out. I took that off my list. I was like, nope. I really liked Arizona. I visited Arizona last year and I liked Arizona. However, that's a big move. And if I'm being honest, I did not see as many, I didn't see as many of us as I would have liked. So that concerned me. But that's a big move. That's like a kind of a far move away from my mother and all of that. So I was like, yeah, try to stay on the East Coast. But today, y'all, see, this is what y'all need to understand. So sometimes people feel a way. I share my anecdotal stories and I share my stories from my coaching or my practice because I don't think y'all really understand how many people, how many couples, how many single people and couples that I see in a week, in a month, in a year. Like, you really don't understand how many people cross my path, whether it's through work, my businesses, my social life. You really don't get it, how many people that I encounter in a year. And so when I tell y'all stuff, when I share stuff, it's out of experience. It ain't made up. These stories are real life examples. They real stories from real people that I have talked with in person, on the phone, on the computer. And it's more than the average person comes across. So that's why when I say things like the average woman is a 4, like, y'all feel a way about that. You feel a way about that because I guess in your circle, in your life, in your circle, you know a lot of high-end women, or you know a lot of beautiful women, or but again, it's in your circle, it's in your life, and your circle or your life may be relatively small compared to all the thousands of people that I see. Okay? Thousands and thousands and thousands. All right. Good morning.
Yeah, it's beyond chaos. Terrain is beyond chaos and is only going to get worse. That's that's the part that people are despondent about, is that when I've honestly stated, I think it's only going to get worse. And y'all are thinking, how? Like, how can it get worse? How can it be worse than it already is? Y'all, it's going to get worse. Because think about it. I didn't think it'd be this bad in my lifetime. My own mother is like, oh my Lord, I never thought I would see the things I'm seeing in my lifetime. I said, yeah, Mom, it's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse. Good morning. So, y'all, this live is entitled When a Woman's Fed Up. Okay? When a woman's fed up, and y'all know the song. Y'all know the very popular R. Kelly song. And we can't really reference R. Kelly like that anymore. I think, most of us have disowned him. But this is why I tell men, this is why when I'm working with a man, it's a rewiring process in a way. And remember this, it's all about adapting. If we want to be successful in life, we have to adapt. That is the nature of our species as humans. We have to adapt. We have to be willing to adapt, and we have to adapt. Too many people out here are rigid. They are rigid. They will not bend. They will not adapt. They are just rigid. They're like, nope. And look, the men, they have, and don't get me wrong, I get why it's going to be hard for the men to adapt to all the changes that are happening, because for more years than not, men have been programmed to provide and protect. Provide, protect, and procreate. And so the fact that that's no longer the formula, a lot of men are rigidly like dying on that hill. They are dying on the hill of, well, what else you want? What else you want? I don't get it. I know my role. I'm supposed to provide, protect, and procreate. And sir, sir, things have changed. Things have changed, sir. And the jobs you once could get don't exist anymore, or they are few and far between. And if you are not formally educated, and these jobs, these blue collar jobs, are few and far between, we could even say some of these jobs have been stripped from you by women. Some of these jobs, these truck driving jobs, working at the post office and, UPS, FedEx, you got women doing those jobs now. So if you're not formally educated, if you're not trained in something, police officers, firefighters, jobs that were 98% male, you now have women doing those jobs. So that's a problem in my eyes, okay? And the fact that a lot of these blue collar jobs are just not in abundance, and you're not formally educated. The stats on men going to college, and when you talk about black men going to college, is abysmal. Okay? So lower. Black men are not getting formally educated like that. Okay? And then let's add entrepreneurship. So a lot of people, men, women of all races, ages, colors, they just want to work for themselves now. And this is, if I'm being honest, this is the best time in history to do that. The barrier to entry is as low as it's ever been. Anybody can become a millionaire in America. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing that anybody, regardless of age, race, religion, age, you can become a millionaire in America. I love it here. Okay? So aside from what's happening in the administration, I love it here because it's given me, for the first time ever, the opportunity to become a millionaire. So you got a lot of people that want to do that. And now you got to have chutzpah. You got to have drive. You got to have ambition. Okay? You know, that ain't going to be dropped in your lap. And let's be honest. That's a 10%er game. That's what's so funny about entrepreneurship. People talk to me about entrepreneurship all day, every day, and 90% of them ain't going to do a darn thing I tell them. Most people are not going to do what I'm willing to do. I work 7 days a week. There are no days off. I get annoyed when people say, Happy Friday. Happy hump day. I get annoyed. Okay? I'm just going to keep it real. That annoys me because there is no Friday in my world. There is no, it's Saturday morning. So it's Saturday morning. And where's Anita headed? Where's Anita going right now? And I'm almost there. Anita's going into the office. Anita's going to see clients this morning. Anita's got videos to edit when I get home. Anita's got stuff to do tomorrow. I have an event at 12 o'clock, Black Women Business event. And then when I get home, Anita will be editing videos. So like, I hate when people say that. There is no Monday. There is no Friday. That doesn't exist in my world. I work 7 days a week. Most people don't want to do what I do. So that's the reality, that you got a lot of men out here saying, well, I'll just become an entrepreneur. I'll come up with my own thing. I'll do my own thing. Okay. And that's about 10% of y'all, because 90% of y'all will talk a good game and you won't get anywhere. You won't do anything. That's just what it is. All right. I had a comment. One of my close friends is dealing with that, retired vet, educated, but the cost of living and the dominance of tech has him in financial difficulty. Yeah. Because you got to adapt. Got to adapt. My 82-year-old mother became a technical genius during COVID. like, that's adapting like a mug. My 82-year-old mother was like, I got to adapt. And she didn't want to do that. Can we be honest? My mother ain't want to do that. She ain't want to learn no MacBook and figure out Zoom and figure, she didn't want to do none of that. But she was like, Anita, you know, our church is online and we got to, and look, calling me every 5 minutes. I was like, Ma, okay, can we be real? You have been retired for over 45 years, okay? You got time. I don't have time, okay? We have flipped. My mother has nothing but time. I don't have that kind of time. So I was like, Mom, you gonna have, because you got all day, every day, and at nighttime too, you're gonna have to learn how to do this on your own. You're gonna have to figure it out on your own. And you know what she did? She got tired of calling me. Because look, my practice was booming during COVID. That's when my business was doing its best. I was like, Mom, I ain't got time for this, okay? So you got to figure it out. And she did. That's called adaptation. And the wisest, richest, most successful people adapt. They see how things have changed. They see how things have grown and evolved. And they do that as well. He says, I'm a solopreneur. That's a 24/7, 360. Same. It's hard, but I love it. And it takes a partner who understands that. A lot of sisters can't hang with that. Same thing. I agree. It's just, you got to connect with someone who has that mindset already. And this is what I'm telling people. It's not something that you're going to teach them or that they're going to learn. And that, no. To me, in my mind, they have to come preloaded. Like, they have to come like that. Okay? Because they get it and you get it. But bros don't want to adapt. Like, can I be honest? They don't want to adapt. They don't want to be formally educated. They don't want to learn about what is happening right now, which is the technological age, right? They don't want to learn about computers or AI. That's the latest thing. And if I'm being honest with y'all, I'm pushing back on AI. I use it to generate ad copy. I use it to create, video copy. I use it for certain things, but certain things like I don't use it in my practice to create notes. That's a new thing where all the therapists are saying, oh, you can use it in your practice and it'll create a note for you and blah, blah, blah. I'm not doing that just yet. Okay. I may get there, but I'm not doing that just yet because it kind of upends my practice, and that everybody that comes in my practice, I have to get them to approve of it. Like they have to consent to it. And that's just more work for Anita. I'm not trying to do that just yet. Mr. _ Whitaker 5 says, yeah, I work 7 days a week, no days off. Same. But like I said, 90% of people are just not going to do that. They're not. We are in the 10%. We are 10%ers that will do whatever it takes to have a measure of success, to make money. See, that's 10% of us. So the gentlemen, y'all have to adapt. You're going to have to adapt to the world at large. You're going to have to adapt out here in the workforce. You're going to have to adapt in relationships. And it's like y'all getting hit with all of this at once. And you're pushing back, and you're having a fit, you know, and you're feeling away. You're pushing back. You're having a fit, right? Why is it all y'all? What wrong with these women? These modern day women, blah, 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 right? That's what's happening. The smart men are adapting. They are adapting. And I see it every day. Now, I'm going to be honest, it's not the majority, and that's what's got women frustrated. The majority of men are not adapting, but there are a select subset of smart men that they are adapting. They're like, okay, well, this is what they doing. Okay, this is what they want. Okay. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to go to Anita. I'm going to learn about emotional intelligence, and I'm going to learn how to, provide emotional support and all of that. And okay, I'm going to do that. And I'm going to continue to maintain my masculine frame. Like you can do that and maintain your masculine frame, because I don't want you to become no punk. Okay. Don't become no nice guy, because then she not going to want to have sex with you. Okay. So that's the conundrum. And that's what I think men are worried about the most. They're like, okay, I can't turn into a female because she not going to want to have sex with me. And you are right. You are correct. So I help you to integrate. So remember, we don't talk about this enough. I should talk about it more, because I am an example of an integrated woman. Okay. I am not 100% feminine, and I am not masculine. I am integrated. I have taken the best of my femininity and the best of my masculinity, that inner masculine energy, and I have integrated them. Okay. So when I'm working or doing my business stuff, oh, trust I got that on lock. When I'm with my man, when I'm at home, when I'm with my children, when I'm with my pets, when I'm in my garden, I am the girl. I am the girl. I'm not questioning my man. I'm not, you want to go to something? That sounds great. Okay. Yes comes out of my mouth 95% of the time. I am the girl. I am leaned back. I am not controlling. I'm not trying to manipulate him or not at all. I am a being and not a doing. Okay. But I have integrated the best parts of both. And we don't talk about that enough, but I help men to do that too. I help men to integrate masculinity and femininity, because remember, those energies are in all of us. We have both of those energies. The inner energy for a man is the anima, which is that feminine energy. That's why a lot of men are not as emotionally resilient as women. A woman could get cheated on, lied to, beat up. The man could sleep with her mama and her sister in her bed. I mean, some of the most worst imaginable scenarios you can even think of. And that woman will go out and be with another man. Like, she will go out and marry again. And you would think she would be like, nah, I'm good. Like, I'm done. I can't do it. No, she will marry again. And again, I have a woman in my practice that is on her 5th marriage. On her 5th marriage. And she's been abused. She's been, a lot of horrible things happen. And she just keep coming back. That's the resilience of a woman. And that's the reason why men can't handle being cheated on. Now, a woman, we don't like it, right? And if you're dealing with a woman like me, I won't tolerate it. but it don't break my spirit. It don't make me feel like, oh, I just got to crawl in a hole and die. No, I don't feel that way. Okay, because I have an inner resilience, and I also realize it really isn't about me. Right? So once I figured out, oh, all this cheating mess, it ain't about me. It's not about me. It's not about my worth and value. Right? Once I figured that out, okay. But a man, let a man find out another man penetrated his woman. He ruined. Like, he ruined. And I keep telling the ladies, stop dealing with these dudes that have experienced infidelity in their previous relationships. That man is ruined. Until he gets help, until he gets right side up, like, no. Like I said, I ask these questions. Yeah, you ever been cheated on? You ever been? Yeah, because I know that man is broken. He is broken, busted, and disgusted. Okay? So, no. All right. He said, black men need to start sharing information with each other again. We tend to hold info close because of scarcity mindset. That's black people in general. That's black people in general. And look, black people believe that if you become rich, that automatically makes me poor. That if you have a measure of success, that means I won't be successful. Y'all, when I tell you what a racehorse I am, that I have those blinders on, that I'm in my lane, and I run my own race, I don't ever look over. I don't ever look and see what other people are doing. That's called none of my business. And if someone comes to me and says, hey, tell me how to start a practice. Hey, tell me how to start a coaching business. Hey, tell me how to, okay, I'm going to slot you in, especially if you're someone I care about. And depending on what my time looks like, I'm going to slot you in, right? If I want to see you succeed, I'm going to slot you in. I'm going to give you what time I have, and I'm going to tell you what I know. But then, now this how I'm different. I'm going to see what you do with it. Now, don't come back if you haven't done anything that I instructed you to do in the first place. Now you wasting my time. So I'm going to see what you do with the little information I give you. If you do nothing and you come back around and you want help, you kick rocks. Because I don't have that kind of time. I don't have time to be wasting on people that will not implement. So that's all. He said a man will either turn into a monster or a super player with no feelings. Yep. We are very resilient. Yep. So we have the animus within us. So the masculine is deep within the woman. Cold, hard steel. The outer shell of us is vulnerable. The outer shell of us is physically weak, right? Sweet, soft, curves, vulnerability, weak physically. But the inside of us is cold, hard steel. And I can't tell y'all how many men found that out about me. I am titanium on the inside. And they were like, oh, damn. Like, I thought for sure Anita would sit around crying about my... No. Nope. Once I take out that blade and cut you clean off, and when I tell you that cut is clean, we good. We good. And don't let me heat that blade up. If I heat that blade up and I cut you off, in the process of cutting you, I cauterize the wound. Okay? I cut you off and cauterize the wound, and we done. Okay? Good luck to you. But that's deep on the inside. Men on the outside are physically strong. They are formidable, right? They're dangerous on the outside. But on the inside is a 5-year-old little boy. Okay, that anima, that sensitive, that's why I keep telling women, that tongue, you can't say anything you want to say to a man, right? And all you seeing is the outside, the height and the muscles and that's a 5-year-old little boy that you cutting up with your tongue. So don't do that. Okay? Inside is very sensitive, very delicate. But just know, gentlemen, you're going to have to adapt. You have to do things differently. If you keep running that same program, provide, protect, and procreate, and the woman's emotional needs are not met, and she's suffering in silence, now that's the women's fault. I'm just going to say this right here. That's the part that irritates the mess out of me. You have women out here in these relationships and these marriages, and they feel away and they don't like this and keep their mouth closed. So they're just as guilty. When the relationship ends, it's both of them. And I always tell people that it's both of y'all. She didn't do her part in opening her mouth, and he didn't do his part by saying, hey, babe, is anything that you needing from me? How you feeling? How you doing? Like, it's both of them. She should be speaking up, and he should be asking. But neither of that is happening. And then, look, again, once the woman activates that inner strength, that animus, right? The inside of her, it's over. It's over. I had a couple last night that I basically had to talk the man into like, bruh, it's over. Like, it's over. Why you keep saying that? Why you keep saying it? Because I can see it. You are in denial. The marriage is over. You're in denial, bruh. The marriage is over. He said, women are masters of soft power. Helen of Troy, Cleopatra, and Queen of Sheba brought kingdoms and empires to their knees without lifting a weapon. See? And can be ruthless. Ooh, you got some women that's over these organizations or in these, they ruthless. And people can't believe it. Like, I can't believe she did that. I can't believe she. Yeah, we ruthless. So don't play now. Don't play. Don't play. But y'all, I did. I had to say, look, bro, it's over. And look, I told them to go home, talk about it. If they want another session, come back. But in my mind's eye, it's over. I told him the truth. He didn't like it, as most people don't. Why you keep saying it? Because I can see it. Her eyes are dead. Her eyes, behind her eyes is nothing. Is nothing. And the body language, yeah, they hate it when I tell them the truth. The body language is horrible. The eyes are dead. She could care less. And well, I just want a chance. I just want a chance to make it right. I just want a chance to do the right thing now that I know. And she wrong too, because she should have been telling them. She should have been telling them throughout this entire marriage. I don't like this. I don't like that. I feel disrespected. I feel this. I feel that. She didn't open her mouth. She didn't open her mouth. She just reached her breaking point, and now she done shut down. The animus has been activated, and it's like, it ain't no coming back. So just understand, gentlemen, you're going to have to adapt. And stop, being so stubborn about that. That's life. Y'all talking about, well, I just won't deal with women. I just won't deal with these modern women. You just need to adapt. That's like saying that about the world passing you by. That's dumb. I won't learn no computer. I won't learn no iPhone. I won't learn no, like what? You don't say that about anything else. You better adapt or you're going to be in trouble. That's all I'm going to say. You better adapt. You're going to be in trouble. Okay. And you're going to have to adapt relationally. Sorry, not sorry. All right. And it's just like we have to adapt. The fact that pornography is running rampant and is rewiring and ruining men's brains. Like, you should see the outfit I have on. I'm literally covered from the top all the way down past my knees because, I'm not going out really showing much of anything because men will sexualize you. Like their brain has porn rot, and any little piece of skin you show, they turn it into something else. No, you're not getting no free peeks from Anita. Okay. Once I'm married and my husband unwrapped the gift that is my body, that's when he like, oh, dang, like, this is mine. Like, yeah. But I have adapted because now, like I said, I don't want to be a part of that overly sexualized. I don't let men talk to me crazy on the phone. I don't deal with men sending dick pics. I don't do any of that. As soon as a man comes at me sideways and he don't know me, I'm good. I've adapted. Because to me, some of these men are dangerous. Mr_Whitaker5 says a lot of women think they could say whatever to a man and we are supposed to accept it. A woman could be beautiful, but her nasty attitude makes her ugly. Agreed. And remember, you're not supposed to accept it. That's really about you. You don't accept anything a woman tell you. You set boundaries and you walk away if necessary. That's how you teach women how to treat you. Okay, so just like women have to teach men how to treat them, men have to teach women how to treat them. But don't let a man I'm just meeting get on my phone and start talking sexual. I just hang up. I just hang up and move on with life. Because like I said, and well, why didn't you say something? I didn't mean to offend you. That bruh, you a grown A man. Come on. He said, I saw a study saying 45% of boys 14 to 18 have never talked to a girl. That's correct. That's probably correct. No, let's take it up to 18 to 30. like, yeah. Game is a thing of the past. Game is a thing of the past. And I'm just glad I was alive to see it. I'm glad I was alive to see, the club, the bars, the frat parties, and all the things, the freakniks and all the things where men, they saw it as it was like a competition. It was like a game. How many numbers you get, man? How many numbers you get? I'm just glad I was alive to see it. Men running game at their finest. I'm glad I was alive because it's over. It's dead. It's gone. The mouth game is dead. Most men don't have it. Most men don't have a clue what to say to a woman. It's wow. 14 to 18 never talk to a girl. Yeah, it's wild. So I got to get in here. But gentlemen, you have to adapt. You have to adapt. It is required. We all do. And it's not just y'all. The women are having to adapt. She said, a lot of us do not talk to men that way. I was fortunately raised by a beautiful mother who didn't do that. Good. I love the banter of games. So thanks, Auntie. I need to make adjustments. Yeah, I love it too. That's the dry wit. That's what every man has ever said about me. Aren't you witty? Don't you have a wit about you? Yeah. Cause I'm gonna throw some barbs too. I got some stuff too in my arsenal. Again, that's all I know. That's all I know is how to have that wit, how to have the snappy comeback, right? I've mastered that. And a lot of people, when we're in session, they're like, yeah, teach me the snappy comeback. Teach me the wit. I say, you got to practice. You got to practice, having the snappy comeback. But that's the generation I was raised in. So that's it. All right, y'all. Have a great day. But we have to adapt. So regardless of the year, regardless of your age, you have to adapt. My mom is a wonderful example of that. Okay. She's got that growth mindset, and she's one of, very few elderly people in her church that has that mindset. Most of them are incredibly rigid, incredibly yeah, oh, well, I guess I just won't see church. Oh, well, I guess I just won't see my family. Yeah. And they suffered. They suffered during COVID. They suffered during the pandemic because they would not adapt to the new circumstance or situation. They just wouldn't. It was sad. All right. She said, okay, I got that one. All right, y'all. Have a great day. I got some ads coming out for Skool. 30 days. You get 30 days trial in Skool. All you have to do is email me at info@betterlovemovement.com. You can join us in Skool for 30 days. See if you like it. See what we're talking about over there. It's men, it's women, it's co-ed. What else is going on? The Costa Rica trip is in December. There's information about that in the description box below. Please like this video. I think I'm kind of getting back into the algorithm. I see my stuff circulating a little bit more. So thank you for that. I appreciate that. Consider subscribing to the YouTube channel and consider becoming a member over on YouTube. All right. Thank you so much. Have a great day. And as always, stay open to love.